What if I told you that one of Hollywood's biggest stars turned his wildest dreams into reality by writing himself a $10 million check while he was completely broke? Sounds like a scene out of a movie, doesn't it? But this isn't fiction, it's the real story of Jim Carrey and the incredible power of the law of attraction. In the early 1980s, Jim Carrey wasn't the household name we know today. He wasn't the star of The Mask, Ace Ventura, or Dumb and Dumber. He was just a young man with a dream, living in Los Angeles, performing small comedy gigs, and barely scraping by. Life was tough. He had moved to the city with hopes of making it big in Hollywood, but success felt light years away. He drove an old, beat-up car and often parked on Mulholland Drive at night, gazing at the city below, wondering when his big break would come. One night, sitting alone in his car, something clicked. Jim decided that instead of waiting for success, he would create it in his mind first. He pulled out his wallet, took a blank check, and wrote himself a check for $10 million. He dated it Thanksgiving 1995 and added a note in the memo line, "For acting services rendered." This wasn't a joke or an act of desperation, it was a deliberate declaration of his belief in his future. Jim kept that check in his wallet and looked at it regularly, visualizing himself receiving it. But Jim didn't just stop at writing the check. He took consistent, relentless action toward his goals. He performed at comedy clubs, auditioned for roles, and kept pushing, even when the rejections piled up. Every time he felt discouraged, he'd look at that check and remind himself of the future he was working toward. He didn't just dream about success, he believed it was already his. As the years passed, Jim's career started to gain traction. He landed small roles and began building his reputation as a talented comedian. Then, in the early 1990s, everything changed. He was cast in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, a film that would become a cult classic and turn him into a superstar overnight. That same year, he starred in The Mask and Dumb and Dumber, both massive box office hits. For Dumb and Dumber, Jim Carrey earned a paycheck of, yes, you guessed it, $10 million. It was just as he had envisioned all those years ago. But here's the twist, the date on his self-written check. It wasn't just close, it was almost exact. By Thanksgiving 1995, Jim Carrey was one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, cashing checks for roles that would make him a legend. Jim Carrey's story isn't just about money or fame. It's about the power of belief, clarity, and action. He didn't just write a check and sit back, waiting for the universe to do the rest. He visualized his future with absolute certainty and aligned his actions with that vision every single day. The law of attraction worked for him because he combined his belief with effort and persistence. In interviews, Jim has often shared how this practice shaped his life. "You can't just visualize and go eat a sandwich," he once said. You have to work at it. His journey is proof that the law of attraction isn't about magic, it's about mindset, focus, and determination. It's about believing in a reality so strongly that you inspire yourself to make it happen. Jim Carrey's life is a testament to the idea that we create our realities through our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. By imagining the life he wanted, focusing on it daily, and working tirelessly toward it, he turned what seemed like an impossible dream into his reality. His story challenges all of us to ask, what would happen if we dared to believe in our dreams as fiercely as he did? The answer might just change everything. So, take a moment to visualize your future, act with purpose, and let your belief guide you, because, like Jim, you have the power to create a life beyond your wildest imagination.